Hi everyone, welcome to our new podcast about their culture and everything belongs to that knowledge camp. Today we're going to talk about music, but what kind of music? Techno house is some kind of electronic music. This is a result of the player of the new protest song of something music that could talk about diversity. I mean diversity is a very expensive. It's a very long, enormous topic. It could refer to very ambiguous things, but principally is the definition that we have for things that have different decisions about the same definition of the same terminology. For example, it could be biodiversity, cultural diversity, collection diversity, those things. So to start, I'm gonna give you information about the song that we're going to refer about in this session. The name of the song is Gotta Tango is from Iceland. It's a song belonging to the band Maris, and it was tried in May 2 of 2013. Uh, in mainly from the script of science, principally concerned about to dance and electronic music, but also have the later part. But our question is, what it does have a later part that could be belongs to a diversity means. So the reason are principle is the reason could be more impressive implicit. That implication about the implicit part is pretty indelible. This means that it isn't necessary to refrain with a letter or exclusive to people knowing about or understand the song. It just be the intention. Otherwise the visual part because we need to put in our minds that also song has them the visual part, the visual field. The song is good and reflectionary. I mean, yeah, it's good. Another question that we had there are there are no rules, what do you hear during the 3 seconds clip? Uh, Principle, I'm gonna give you the 3 seconds test about the song. I can see the language doesn't familiar, but or it's not familiar. Okay, it's from Iceland. It's Iceland language. Uh, okay. You may your common sense. I'll tell you. Inform you that the song doesn't have a part split about the diversity, about the inculcation of the politics, about the changes in society. This maybe and this maybe is just, for example, because we're not understanding what the song is going to refer on. They're just making music and going to make a diversity about the same genres in meta genre music, meta type of music. This meta etymology definition is that is referring to that it belongs allowing the same street, allowing the same explanations about the same thing about the essentially the part in this and this context is the music. So in my opinion, I hear the music is good instrumental of a song. Also, exposite obviously some people singing with computational interpretation, but also here more inspiration and more love to the work that they are doing. But to basically understand this podcast, we need this podcast. We need to put in our heads the definition of elementary concepts that we need to pray about, pray about into terminology. But what is diversity? Diversity is including a person or people without paying attention on difference of any stuff like that. Um, such as such as the quantity of people that could say different or the introduction that are made at the start. Yeah, this could be diversity. But also diversity is the diversion of terminologies. Is it diversion of a stock of people? Is the including of something in somewhere in any context, no matter what? That's diversity. Is the contrast of discrimination. It is don't is the opposite is the opposite of discrimination. How this song highlights diversity, and it is going to be one elementary question of the answer that we're going to have because I already mentioned that as the at the last talk that I had. Because of the voices can do music and the quality of the vocal technique, the quality of the criconideals or isoconideals that are the muscles that had the neck to enhancing or the frequency of the vocal strings. So everyone can do music in the point of merit, in the point of the honor that you do. Because what kind of merit we have here in the real world? I mean, does write by your hand doesn't have merit in the real, the actual technology advances here. You have a keyboard, you have a magic keyboard, you have your computer, you have your device to script everything what you want to do. So what is the merit? What is the merit? I don't know. Maybe just to put some effort on it and memorize everything that you're going to put if it's knowledge, but uh, the merit doesn't mean anything against the results of it. So everyone can do music. That's the diversity, the highlight of the diversity that the song has, because everyone, every voice, all voices can do music. Why I choose this? Why did I choose this song? Uh, really because the melody and the song or the sound of the song sound good, but also of the rhythm. More than the melody, more than the melody. I think it just because it sounds good because I feel comfortable with that song. Why the song made the group feel make feel comfortable. With distraction. Oh, well, that was all the mental questions. So we start to the podcast project. Yeah, as you know, the previous podcast that made you doesn't, if you didn't hear anything about our podcast project, is just for increase our cultural general conception, is to increase our knowledge, is to create our understanding of the world, and our perception. One of the great challenges of the world is to know enough about the subject to think you're right, but not enough about the subject to know you're wrong. That was the project. Also at the time, and those relaxed people with our voices, pretty beautiful voices. Ah. Let's transform this data into information, this information into knowledge, this knowledge into wisdom. There are some elementary information that you have to take into account. Okay, the partner names are our group names. Me, Samuel Garcia, Simon Patron, Simon Ortiz. The pronunciation, I don't know Iceland language. I don't know what the gerundium that the language has, but I'm going to provide you with my very beautiful accent from Colombia. Sumaris, Goda Song, Goda Tung, the first one the musician name, and the second one the song name. Step two strip. Uh, they're going to be a few of the song on the space on the black space for points expecting. They're going to be more grammar part of the qualification that artists are going to have because it's not a project to increase your knowledge, it's just a project to make a quantity to know yourself how you are to do a podcast. That's a pretty weird assignment, but I feel it okay with that assignment. Here's the problem below to write your script. Now, may change the audio sentences stems as you would like, but make sure you keep the same basic content. If you want like free write, you may do so after the sentence systems. Hello and welcome to Sci Hosting Public Radio. We're the hosts of Samuel Garcia and Samuel Patron and Simon Ortiz. Today we're going to share Clem's song and the focus report. I had to say it before. Okay, I'm gonna read you the script that we made for the podcast. You think it must be very formal? I think I'm not very formal. Look at me. I think the panorama doesn't also very formal. The orientational educational system that is still very comfortable, but I'm gonna read you the script. That's because we have to, we must. Hello and welcome to Thai Public Radio. We're in the house of Garcia, my patron and Simon Ortiz. Today we're going to share clips about the sound of fucking diversity. Our next case is from the song Garatango from Samara. Samara has wrote this song about the diversity, and this song Samara is explored the idea of diversity of all the voices. Here's a clip of Todd Tango play in 3 seconds of the song. I repeat that. That was a clip of Todd Tango Samara so early. Garatango. Samara explored the idea of music and diversity. Samara's young song asked the question. Is what posed the position of the song as a great question of how to ponder. That is now for you. Till the next time for the song Slate, we're going to hold some look at small patrons, small artists. Thanks for listening to High School Radio. Very right space. Don't want to use the tempo, you can choose the free right, but you need to include all. Sorry, that was a parenthesis. Okay, period, period. Hello and welcome. Sorry, bye. Good venue. Okay. I think it was very formally. I don't think it was a podcast because from my podcast, what happens in the real world are more by internet. And internet had a huge potential to revolutionize all the aspects and habits of the real world, not just for science, not just for technology, not just for mathematics, and not just for exact science or fields of knowledge. I think it had a huge potential to revolutionize everything. To make absolute of their all the other communication systems like radio, like television, no, that Tesla, because Nikola Tesla was invented with Alexander Graham Bell of data communications, and the telecommunications are going to be obsolete as a result of the signal that perturb the field of the air and the field of electromagnetical vectors. Oh well, he was a huge, pretty blowing mind, pretty illustrated mind that you're going to have the end of this. But I'm going to say bye, my dear friends. I hope you like this podcast. I hope you like me. You like me. I hope you like me. See you later. Bye.